first question that we've got, Brian, it dropped in during your segment here, but Laura, if you want to add your insight as well, you're more than welcome to do so. But Brian, what could a petitioner do to try to avoid a PTAB discretionary denial if a patent owner files infringement in a rocket docket district?
Yeah, thanks, Andy. I mean, I think the first thing to do is to decide as soon as you can as a defendant whether you're going to file an IPR petition, and if so, to get it on file and let the district court know either before or during the initial scheduling conference, and to raise the issue explicitly of intending to make a motion to stay the case if institution is denied. And so you can get, hopefully, you can try to get at least a discussion on the record with the district court to take the district court's temperature about issuing such a stay if an IPR petition has been filed or will soon be filed, and if it were to be instituted, whether the district court would or would not be inclined to stay. And a lot of times, even in a rocket docket, it very much depends on the particular judge. So I think the notion of moving quickly with a petition and a request for a stay, or at least a discussion about whether a stay would be granted, is important. If you're in a jurisdiction, of course, particularly now with the pandemic, there's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of movement of schedules. And so the notion of letting the PTAB know that although there may be a scheduled trial date, a formally scheduled trial date in the district court, it's not necessarily a firm date. And so as you saw in Sand Revolution, any indication that there have been multiple schedule changes or simply uncertainty about whether and when a district court is going to hold civil trials, including patent trials, during the pandemic is something to raise. And I think finally, emphasizing the strength of the merits is really important. I think the stronger the case the petitioner can make, the more likely the board would be inclined to institute, and vice versa.
Thank you so much. And Laura, before we wrap things up today, just wanted to ask a question of you. It dropped in a number of times during your segment, but why do you feel that infringement suits have perhaps decreased in 2019?
So I've heard from a few partners that I've worked with that in general, when the economy is doing well, you see fewer litigations, fewer fights to try to over intellectual property and other litigations as well. So I think there's a potential that there's some tie to the economy when you're talking about district court litigation. Now, whether or not you also see that with PTAB proceedings, I think is an interesting question, and how closely the tie is between PTAB trends and general district court trends. But given the significant overlap that you see, I think that's possible.